Today on SAU News, we'll take you inside the university's food pantry that is helping students who face food insecurity.
Hundreds pack Taylor Circle for the return of the annual Christmas tree lighting on campus.
These stories and more coming up.
SAU News starts now.
Welcome to SAU News. I'm Megan Yoshioka.
And I'm Patrick Scriven. Our weekly newscast is brought to you by the School of Journalism and Communication.
The university's food pantry is making sure no college student goes hungry. Christine Magnuson takes us there.
Tucked away in a little-known place, workers at Feed My Sheep are organizing the shelves for students short of money. It's located in Fleming Plaza, near the Village Market.
If you love strawberry Pop-Tarts or can't have fries without ketchup, everything on this aisle is absolutely free. And on this aisle, save money on your shampoo, deodorant, and even a toothbrush.
With food and gas prices on the rise, the pantry has gained 57 new clients this year and more than 200 visits. A client who wished to remain anonymous told us how important the food pantry has been to his survival at Southern.
Food pantry was really helpful to me for many semesters. I don't rely on my parents' support, and most of my income goes towards my tuition, so it was really helpful to have some kind of source of food.
Seven years ago, the School of Social Work started the food pantry as a lifeline to students with food insecurity.
Being involved with the food pantry has been a rich blessing personally to me, because I know that if students have food, then they're able to think, they're able to do well in their classes. And if you go the other direction, if they don't have food, they're struggling with working, they're struggling with keeping up with their grades.
Every student gets 2 choices of grains, 4 choices of proteins, and 8 choices of non-perishable fruits and veggies. For the grains, options include cereals, pastas, and even a gluten-free option. For proteins, peanut butter, of course, and canned beans. For veggies, we've got canned corn, tomato soup, and you might be wondering, where's the fresh fruits and veggies? Well, with this card, you can get $10 worth of fruits and veggies right at the Village Market.
Feed My Sheep is aiming to crush the stigma of asking for help, which means no student is turned down. For SAU News, I'm Christine Magnuson.
Students can schedule a private appointment on Southern's website.
If you've ever taken a French class at Southern, chances are you're familiar with this professor of the Modern Languages Department.
French professor Pierre Nozokizwa has been teaching at Southern for more than a decade. Currently, he is taking a break from teaching this semester to study oral traditions and cultural proverbs in his home country of Burundi. From his travel in Africa this summer, he collected proverbs to interpret and transcribe. Adjunct Professor Clarice Cavanas has been teaching in Nozokizwa's absence and has been a friend of his for over 30 years.
He just is very centered, and he knows who he is and what he can do, and is very much wanting to reach out to others and to help others.
For 15 years, Nozokizwa has taught all levels of French here at Southern. This is the first opportunity he's had to take a sabbatical.
I really needed this project. I wanted it. I had thought about it for years. I wanted to do it, but I couldn't have a chance. I started really exploring this seriously in 2018. So this was, for me, a golden opportunity. I didn't want to let it slip again.
Nozokizwa will be back to teaching next semester. For SAU News, I'm Elise Deschamps.
Professor Nozokizwa says he hopes to apply what he's learned from his sabbatical to his theory-based classes.
Southern is seeing an increase of students coming from the West Coast. I checked into this new trend, and here's my story.
Jenna Williams is your typical Southern student. She lives in Thatcher Hall, studies pre-nursing, and takes the typical freshman general education classes. In her free time, Jenna says she enjoys playing sports, spending time with friends and family, and traveling.
Jenna's love for traveling comes as no surprise. She is over 2,000 miles away from her home in California. However, she did not come alone.
Jenna moved all the way to Tennessee with her high school classmate Nick Bellinson and 4 other classmates from Pleasant Hill Adventist Academy in the San Francisco Bay Area. She says she has met many other people who are also from the West Coast.
Yeah, so the majority of people I meet turn out to be from California, actually. I think almost everyone I meet is either from California or Oregon or somewhere on the West Coast, so it's really neat how that works out.
Southern experienced a significant enrollment increase in California students in the last year. The number increased by nearly 35%. Both Jenna and Nick say their relatives inspired them to attend Southern.
I had some family members, like my sister and my cousins, who came here first, and they just really loved the experience, and I visited too, and I loved the campus and everything, so I was just very excited to come.
Yeah, same with me. I had my older sister went here, and after dropping her off, I already really liked the campus, and then I visited it on my own, and I had just always thought about coming here, so.
California sends more students to Southern than any other state after Tennessee.
Megan, you lived in California and then you came to Tennessee as a student, right?
Yeah, I used to live in California. Yeah.
In your research, did you find any other reasons why people are moving from California to Tennessee?
Just in general, a lot of people prefer more affordable housing and lower cost of living.
Yeah, that makes sense. Southern's holiday tradition begins with the annual Christmas tree lighting. Reporter Cameron Reel captures the sights and sounds.
It's the most wonderful time of the year at Taylor Circle. Last year, COVID canceled the event, but this year, a large number of people gathered to celebrate the start of the Christmas season. It's a popular event that draws students and the local community.
You know, it's close to the end of the semester, so it's kind of like a pick-me-up, and it's really nice to see it.
Right before finals and everything.
Yeah.
The Christmas tree lighting isn't the only annual thing that happens here at Southern. You can also visit the promenade and see a variety of musical groups performing. President Shaw welcomed the crowd and invited them to enjoy the evening's music.
And I just want to mention at the Beach Center, we will be having the Steel Band. We will have the Jazz Band at the McKee Library. We will have Deep Six, which is a low brass ensemble.
Collegedale Academy also showcased their concert band for a pre-celebration before the lights came on. However, Southern's iconic Christmas tree still remains a focal point of the celebration.
There's a reason why, the sky is mostly dark, but yet there's stars, little bits of light, and we gravitate towards those. Mm-hmm. And it's draws our attention amidst the darkness. And that's what this is symbolic of, is the birth of the star in the darkest point.
The festive night also included the Tri-Community Fire Department, as well as a visit from Santa. For SAU News, I'm Cameron Reel.
Director of Student Life and Activities Carrie Schultz said in the last 20 years, the tree lighting event has only canceled twice, once for COVID and once for rain.
Did you go?
Unfortunately, I did not. I could not make it this year, but I've been in the past and it's been fantastic every year.
You missed out on a lot of good music.
That's what I heard.
SAU News is a production of the Broadcast News Writing class here in Southern School of Journalism and Communication. I'm Megan Yoshioka.
And I'm Patrick Scriven. Do you have a newsworthy story? Head over to our Instagram and send us a message at SAU_news.
Thanks for watching.